Let's start by having your patient take a deep inhale, expanding the ribcage until it meets your hands. As they exhale, drive your body weight into your arms. I recommend keeping your hands in a slightly cupped shape to avoid using up all the oil too quickly. Allow the natural weight of your body to guide the effleurage down the body. Once you reach the thoracic area, press your palms and fan out your fingers to thoroughly lubricate the ribs. When you reach the lumbar spine, anchor your thumbs right on the SI joints and position your fingers just above the iliac crest. Get comfortable in this position and hold it for a generous amount of time. Adjust your body so you can apply a slight pressing motion to decompress the lumbar spine. To ease the tension from the hold, make some gentle thumb circles. This approach allows for a smooth transition to the lateral portion of the body. Use your thumbs to apply pressure across the upper glutes, while keeping your index and middle finger snug against the pelvis. On the return stroke, guide your way back to the midline of the body. Many therapists miss the chance to maintain intentional contact on the return, so keep the pressure consistent throughout the entire stroke. At this point, you'll likely find yourself low on oil. Keep the pressure steady regardless. Pivot your hands across the scapulas and work down towards the arms. By now, you'll probably completely out of oil, so switch to compressions on the arms. Use your body weight rocking forward and backwards to apply pressure. This approach will take the strain off your hands, letting your body do most of the work. Wrap up the stroke by moving over the traps and into the neck, finishing with a gentle head traction. Hold this position for a generous amount of time, similar to the way we anchored at the low back. Notice my body mechanics as I hinge at the hips, pulling gently away from the head, focusing most of the pressure on the middle and index fingers for maximum contact. Hey, if you made it this far, I'm Moy, and welcome to my part 1 of my 1-hour back massage breakdown. Can you believe the first stroke took 2 full minutes? Some might call it slow, but I call it intentional and elegant. Massage is not a one-size-fits-all approach. This is simply how I like to start my sessions. Repeat similar effleurage strokes to fully lubricate the area with minimal disruptions or pauses. Now, add in some variations to your opening strokes to keep it interesting and engaging. At this point, I'm starting to introduce different types of pressure, using my fingertips on the way down the erectors and adding a slightly more robust strokes on the lower back. Keep one hand on the body at all times during the warming phase. This conveys a sense of confidence and security to the patient. This is also a great time to encourage a patient to maintain steady breaths throughout. I especially love hearing a big breath release. This is a clear, non-verbal sign that they're connected to the work and helps deepen their relaxation. During the warming phase, keep your strokes broad and consistent. The repetitive nature of these strokes help the body and mind sync up and relax. My patient today reports persistent bilateral low back pain as their primary complaint, so I'll direct my strokes to the low back quickly and seamlessly, addressing the primary concern first. This not only makes your patient feel heard, but also shows that you're jumping right in to tackle the issue. Starting with the main complaint allows for a thorough warm-up and gives you a chance to assess the area fully, ensuring it gets the attention it deserves. Personally, I've had so many massages where the therapist waits until the end of the session to address my concern. It often feels rushed and unfinished. Always design the session around your patient's main reason for coming in today, followed by a secondary or tertiary complaints. For example, if they report neck and trap pain, guess what? Start there. I can't stand leaving a session feeling the same way I did coming in, and your clients shouldn't either. Using a push and pull stroke, I found a stubborn hypertonic QL muscle. For the pulling stroke, anchor yourself firmly. Think of grabbing onto a rock climbing grip. Sink your fingers into the muscle, using the other hand for support. Anytime you encounter a stubborn area like this, slow down and be patient. Less is more. On the return stroke, press your fingers into the muscle bellies, and on the forward stroke, drive through the palms. As one arm finishes the stroke, the other one is already starting. keeping everything seamless, gradually moving upward towards the ribcage. When working along the ribs, pulling strokes are highly effective. Just be mindful of breast tissue when working on female clients. To keep things interesting, add some variety to your techniques. For example, you can use thumb circles on the rectors during the return stroke, starting at the SI joints and working your way up between the shoulder blades. You can also create a gentle swaying motion with your hands during the effleurage, both on the downward and return strokes, giving your patient a fluid and engaging experience. Think of the base of the head as home base, a place to return to before moving on to another section. This keeps the flow of the massage cohesive, almost like the glue that ties each area together. One thing I'm really proud of is my transitions, and you should be too. When switching directions, pivot one hand on the body to maintain contact. Start with the side your client finds most painful, using a hand-under-hand pattern beginning just above the pelvis. Drive the way through the palms while using the fingertips to access some of the erectors at the mid-back. Now, let's get a little crazy. Curl your fingertips to add some depth between the shoulder blades, using your other hand to support the top of your palm. Finish your stroke over the scapula and sneak in a quick squeeze of the traps. For some variety, what's up, buddy? You hear those tiny little meows? Finish your stroke over the scapula. For some variety, you can use the same technique to sway back and forth, creating some cross-fiber friction. Now, we're going to wrap things up a bit. Just like before, curl your fingertips, but this time, internally rotate your left arm, applying a generous amount of your body weight over your fingers, not the palm. Make sure you're in a mechanically advantageous position, as this will help avoid straining your hand and make the technique feel much more effective. And just a quick reminder, whenever you're adding pressure beyond just warming strokes, always move slowly. This ensures safety for both you and your client. I'm sure we've all experienced a massage where the therapist applies pressure too abruptly or inaccurately, which can lead to discomfort from running over bony landmarks. That's just sloppy work. Always remember to apply pressure using the GTS method: general, targeted, and specific, in that order. This approach ensures an appropriate ramp up of pressure. If you're not confident in your pressure, studying anatomy is an excellent place to start. It'll give you the accuracy you need when applying pressure, ensuring you're always on point. The primary complaint was the low back, followed by tension between the shoulder blades. The neck is the last remaining area to address. There should never be a reason to skip or rush through these concerns. One of the most frequent complaints I hear is clients wishing they had spent more time on specific areas. Most clients would judge their session based on whether your hands align with their concerns. For real, really, it's that straightforward. So please design your session with the order of your client's complaints in mind. With that being said, always return to home base to tie everything together. Once you're at the neck, use the pinch and lift by clamping both sides of the neck with your thumbs and index and middle fingers, lifting away from the spine. One technique that I haven't heard many people talk about is directional diversity. Notice how I'm constantly moving around the table and creating a variety of different strokes from different angles. This approach is excellent to discover new angles and engage with the body in a more organic, natural flow. Your patient will definitely notice a directional diversity in your strokes. Trust me. While there's nothing wrong with a linear pattern, it can quickly become predictable and lead your patient to lose interest. Thank you for tuning in to part 1 of my back massage breakdown. I hope these techniques help you enhance your skills. Be sure to check out part 2 for more insights and advanced methods. If you're interested in watching the full session without commentary, just click here. And hey, give that like button a little gentle, tiny little development for me, why don't ya? And subscribe for more content like this. Sending you much love and peace your way. Catch you on the next video. Adios.